In the ancient Italian city of Verona, two powerful families, the Montagues and the Capulets, were locked in a bitter feud. No one remembered how the hatred began, but it had poisoned the city for years. Streets often echoed with their fights. Servants drew swords, and innocent lives were lost for old pride. Amid this endless rivalry, fate was quietly preparing a love story that would change everything. The story of Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet. Romeo, the only son of Lord Montague, was handsome, poetic, and dreamy. Yet he was heartbroken. He thought he loved a girl named Rosalind, who had sworn never to marry. His friends Mercutio and Benvolio teased him, urging him to forget Rosalind and attend the Capulets' grand masquerade ball, held that night. "Come, Romeo," said Mercutio, laughing. "At least you'll see new beauties there. Your heart may find a new flame." Disguised in masks, they entered the grand hall filled with candles, music, and laughter. Romeo's eyes wandered across the crowd, and then stopped. He saw Juliet, the only daughter of Lord Capulet. She was just 14, radiant as the moon, her eyes full of light and innocence. Romeo felt the world fall silent around him. He whispered, "Did my heart love till now? For I never saw true beauty till this night." Juliet noticed him too. Their eyes met, and something pure sparked between them. An instant, wordless understanding. They spoke briefly, their words shy yet electric. "Romeo, if I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, my lips, two blushing pilgrims, stand ready to smooth that rough touch with a kiss." Juliet, "Good pilgrim, you wrong your hand too much, which shows courteous devotion." And with that playful exchange they kissed, unaware that they were enemies. Moments later, Juliet's nurse whispered to her that the mysterious young man was a Montague. Her heart trembled. "My only love sprung from my only hate," she murmured. Romeo learned the same truth from a servant. Yet neither could forget the other. Later that night, unable to resist, Romeo climbed over the Capulet garden wall and stood beneath Juliet's balcony. The moonlight bathed the garden in silver as Juliet appeared above, speaking softly to the stars. "O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet." Romeo stepped from the shadows. "Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo." Juliet gasped, then smiled. They confessed their love under the moon, a love they knew was forbidden. Juliet, wise beyond her years, said, "If thy purpose be honorable, send me word tomorrow, and I will follow thee, my lord, throughout the world." Romeo promised to arrange their marriage. Before dawn, he climbed down reluctantly, whispering, "Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace, so sweet to rest." Romeo hurried to Friar Lawrence, a kind and thoughtful priest. The friar was surprised. "Weren't you crying for Rosalind yesterday, my son?" Romeo smiled. "I prayed you'd chide me for loving too much, not too soon. Juliet's love is pure." Moved by their sincerity, Friar Lawrence agreed to marry them, hoping their union might end the feud. That very afternoon, in his small chapel, Romeo and Juliet were secretly wed. When they held hands, the friar blessed them. "These violent delights have violent ends. Love moderately. Long love doth so. Tybalt's fury." But peace was not to last. Juliet's cousin, Tybalt, a fiery swordsman, had seen Romeo at the Capulet ball and burned with rage. He sent a challenge to duel. Romeo, now Tybalt's kinsman by marriage, refused to fight. "I have reason to love thee, Tybalt," he said gently. But Mercutio, always proud and reckless, could not bear the insult. "Romeo, thou art dishonored," he shouted and drew his sword. Tybalt fought back fiercely, and in the chaos, Romeo tried to stop them. Tybalt's blade slipped under Romeo's arm and struck Mercutio. Bleeding, Mercutio cried bitterly, "A plague o' both your houses," and died. Blinded by grief and fury, Romeo pursued Tybalt and killed him. The streets fell silent. He stood trembling over Tybalt's body, realizing what he had done. Prince Aeschylus arrived, furious at yet another brawl. He declared, "Romeo Montague, for the murder of Tybalt, you are banished from Verona. If ever you return, you will die." The wedding night and separation. That night, before dawn, Romeo secretly visited Juliet's chamber. They clung to each other, their joy mixed with tears. "Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day," Juliet whispered, pretending the lark's song was still the nightingale. But the morning light crept through the window. Romeo kissed her one last time. "Farewell, my love. I will send for thee soon." Juliet wept. "Oh, think'st thou we shall ever meet again?" Romeo, "I doubt it not. All these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our time to come." As he descended, Juliet watched him, her heart breaking. "Methinks I see thee, now thou art so low, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb." Juliet's father, unaware of her secret marriage, decided to end her sorrow by marrying her quickly to Count Paris, a nobleman. "On Thursday next our daughter shall be married," he declared. Juliet refused. "I will not marry Paris," her father thundered. "Get thee to church o' Thursday, or never look me in the face again." Even her mother turned away. Juliet ran to Friar Lawrence, desperate. "If in thy wisdom thou canst not help me, I have strength to die," she cried. The friar devised a daring plan. "Take this vial," he said. "Drink it tomorrow night. It will make you appear dead for 42 hours. When you awaken, Romeo shall be here to take you away." Juliet agreed and returned home. That night she whispered, "Romeo, I drink to thee," and swallowed the potion. In the morning, her nurse found Juliet lifeless on the bed. The household erupted in grief. Lord Capulet cried, "Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field." They laid her body in the family tomb, believing her dead. Meanwhile, Friar Lawrence sent a message to Romeo explaining the plan, but fate interfered. The messenger was detained by a quarantine, and Romeo never received the letter. Instead, his servant Balthasar reached him in Mantua with dreadful news. "Her body sleeps in the Capulet's tomb." Romeo's world collapsed. "Then I defy you, stars," he shouted. He bought a vial of poison from a poor apothecary and rode back to Verona, his heart set on dying beside Juliet. At midnight, Romeo entered the silent graveyard. Inside the Capulet tomb, he found Paris, mourning his bride-to-be. Paris drew his sword, and Romeo, mad with grief, fought him. Paris fell, dying in his arms. "Open the tomb," he gasped. "Lay me with Juliet." Romeo did so gently. He gazed upon Juliet, her face as beautiful as ever. "Ah, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous?" Moments later, Friar Lawrence arrived, horrified to find both Paris dead and Romeo dying. Just then, Juliet awoke from her deep sleep. "Where is my Romeo?" she asked. Seeing the cup, she understood. "Oh, churl, drunk all, and left no friendly drop to help me after." She kissed his lips, hoping to catch some poison, but none remained. Hearing footsteps, the friar urged her to flee, but Juliet refused. She took Romeo's dagger and whispered, "Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rust and let me die." She fell upon his chest. Soon the watchman entered, followed by the prince, the Montagues, and the Capulets. The friar told them everything. The secret marriage, the potion, the letter that never reached Romeo. Lord Montague and Lord Capulet stood in silence, seeing their children lying side by side in death, united at last. The prince spoke solemnly. "See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love." Capulet clasped Montague's hand. "O brother Montague, give me thy hand."